Good afternoon, everyone. My topic is all about proper netiquette. Proper netiquette, those are the sample rules to ensure that you make a wise choices when sending a messages online. This includes first, you need to make sure that you have a correct address with proper spelling, correct link, and you are sending the information to the right person when doing it online. So before you send a message, you need to check the person's name, email, or link because a small mistakes can send your message to a wrong person. So example, you want to send a funny photo to your friend, Anna, but you accidentally send it to your teacher, di ba? So next, we have check information before sending or posting any message and avoid false statements and information on the web or forwarding junk email or chain letters to family or friends. So don't share lies or fake news, and also don't send chain letters or messages like send example is send this to 10 persons or you'll have bad luck. Next, reread what you wrote to make sure it is what you want to say and the other person would interpret it the same way. Make sure your words are clear and polite. Reading it again helps avoid confusion. Next, keep your comments clean and don't confront others online or say anything that could be hurtful to them. So don't use bad words or say mean things to other online. So example, if someone says something you don't like, just stay calm or don't reply. Next, keep your personal and friends' information private and don't forward information that was just given to you without his or her permission. So don't share your information or your friend's secret, um, especially phone numbers or address without permission. So let's proceed to the 10 commandments of teacher cyber citizenship. At some point, misuse and abuse of technology may also help in schools involving teachers with their students, colleagues, and others. The following are reminders to the teacher regarding to the use of media tools. First, thou shalt not post any personal matter, confidential information, or obscene pictures and messages online that can be assessed by students and parents. So teachers should keep their private life and sensitive topics off social media, especially if the students or parents can see them. So example is a teacher should not post about family problems or share a funny but inappropriate memes where students might see it. Next, we have those should not respond a thread to any personal messages created by students online other than those school related. So teacher must keep conversation without students professional and only related to a school work. So example, if a student said this, hey miss, I like your photo, so the teacher shouldn't reply, but if the student asks about homework, it is okay to answer. Next, thou shall not lead or let students access your phone. So don't let students borrow or use your cell phone. So student might see a private messages, photos, or information that are not meant for them. So next we have, thou shall not give your email password to student. So don't share your email password with students. Example, you let your student use your email to send or to pass that link or assignment. Next, thou shall not use concepts and information from text and reference without the author's citation. Always give a credit to the author when using someone else's work. So this is called citing sources and it avoids plagiarism. So example, if a teacher uses a paragraph from a book or website in a lesson, they should write the author's name or source. Next, thou shall not post to any social media account for whatever purposes the pictures of students without their parents' consent. So don't post student photos without their or their parents' permission. For safety and privacy, student pictures must not be shared online without consent. For example, a teacher wants to post a class pictures from a field trip. So first, they must ask parents for permission. 7. Thou shalt not use data from internet sources or any documents like lesson plans, research, and equipments without the consent of the author. So don't copy lessons or research from the internet without permission. So example, teachers should respect others' work and not use it as their own. So copying a full lesson plan from a blog or turning it in as your own is not okay. Thou shalt not express sentiments, disappointment, and disagreements against superiors, colleagues, and students and their parents using their social media accounts. So teachers should not complain or post negative feelings about their school, co-teachers, students, or parents in social media. Example, if a teacher is unhappy with with how a parent spoke to them. They should not post something to social media. Next, thou shalt not give any personal data or others' information to anyone unless for specific purposes and given the consent. So don't give your own or other people's personal information. Example, always protect the privacy unless it's for a good reason and with permission. Next, thou shalt not post any student data publicly online, including academic rankings, school records, class outputs, and record of grades. So don't post grades, so school records, or ranking online. Example, grades and school information are private and should not be made public. Next, Internet safety. Internet safety, online safety, or cyber safety means trying to be safe on the internet. It is maximizing the user's professional safety and security risk to private information and property associated with using the internet, including self-protection from computer crime. As the number one of internet users continues to grow worldwide, issues and concerns also continuously exist. So internet safety, also called online safety or cyber safety, means protecting yourself when using the internet. It includes keeping your private information, identity, and um, devices safety from harm or crime. So it is important as more people use the internet, there are also more dangers like hackers, scammers, and cyber bullies. So example, if you don't protect your password, someone could get into your account and pretend to be you. Information security. Sensitive information such as personal information, identity, and passwords are often associated with the personal property and privacy, and many present security concern if leaked, unauthorized access and usage of private information may result in consequences such as identity and property theft. Common causes of information security breaches include. So information security means information security is about keeping sensitive information like your name, address, password, or bank details safe from being stolen or misused. So what could go wrong? So if someone gets access to your private information without permission, it could lead to identity theft. They pretend to be you, or property thief, like stealing your money or your accounts. Common causes of information security breaches include phishing. It is a common type of scam of which the scammers disguise as a trustworthy source in an attempt to obtain private information such as password, credit card information, etc. through the use of fake websites that look identical and legitimate. So this is a trick where scammers pretend to be someone you trust to steal your private information. They often use fake website or emails that look real. So, example, you get an email that um, looks like it's from your bank, asking you to click a link and um, enter your password, but the link goes to a fake site made by scammers. So next is internet scams. These are the schemes that deceive the users in a various way in an attempt to take advantage of them. So these are the tricks that try to fool you online to get money or personal information. Example is saying you want a free phone, click here to claim it, but it's fake and may steal your info or ask for payment. So next we have malware is a harmful software or app that secretly collects your information. Sometimes it's hidden in a download or attachment. You won't know um, you won't know it's there until damage is done. Example, you download a free game but secretly install spyware that records what try type, including your password. So let's proceed to the personal safety and threats. The growth of the internet give a rise to many important services accessible to anyone a connection, such as digital communication. While it allows communication with others, it also being grabbed by malicious users for bad intent. So the following are common threats to personal safety. First is cyber stalking. So this is when someone uses the internet to watch, follow, or scare someone online. They may send threats, spread lies, or try to steal your identity. Example, if someone keeps messaging you every day, spreads false stories about you, and tries to find where you live So that is the example of cyber stalking. Second, we have cyberbullying. So ang cyberbullying, this happens when someone uses the internet to bully, insult, or hurt someone. Example, a person posts mean comments or embarrassing pictures of someone on social media to make them feel bad or scared. Next, we have online predation. So, ang online predation, this is when an adult tries to build an inappropriate or sexual relationship with a child online. So, they usually pretend to be someone the child's age to earn their trust. Example, a stranger in a chat room pretends to be 14 and asks a child to meet in person or send pictures. So, this is very dangerous. So, we have here the types of online predators. First, we have manipulative. So, tries to be friendly and gain trust before doing something wrong. Next, we have opportunist. Take chances to do wrong things quickly. Next is coercive. Pressures or force someone into doing what they want. Next, we have sextortion. So, sextortion, this happens when someone tricks another person into doing sexual things online, often using webcams, letter. They threaten the victim to send money or more photos, videos. Example, someone pretend to be good looking and flirts online. So, di ba, after the victim sends a private photo, the scammer says, if you don't send more, I'll show this to your friends or public. Lastly, we have obscene, offensive content. So some media on the internet have content that is rude, inappropriate, or hurtful. So this can make people feel uncomfortable, angry, or upset. So this website may show bad pictures, mean messages, or shocking videos. So example is you are watching a video online and suddenly pop-up ad shows rural road picture, that offensive content, or you click a link that you think is a game but it takes you to a website with a violent or scary images. That is the obscene offensive content. So I think that would be all for my topic. So thank you for listening.